facing the police every single day.
An Arkansas man complained about police abuse. Then town officials ruined his life. By Radley Balco. Opinion writer. July 10. When body camera footage of an aggressive or abusive police officer goes viral, the response from law enforcement groups is often to caution that we shouldn't judge the entire system based on actions of a few bad apples. That's fair enough. But what does it say about the system when the cops gets away with their bad behavior? What if, despite video footage clearly showing that the cops are in the wrong, sheriffs and police chiefs cover for them, anyway? What if local prosecutors do, too? What if even mayors and city attorneys get into the act? Adam Finley had such an interaction with a bad cop. He was roughed up, sworn at and handcuffed. When he tried to file a complaint, he was hit with criminal charges. The local police chief turned Finley's wife against him, which, according to both Finley and her, eventually ended their marriage. The fact that video of the incident should have vindicated him didn't seem to matter. Finley's trouble, first reported by the Jonesboro Sun and Stan Morris at NEA Report, began in December 2016 in Walnut Ridge, Ark. It's a small town of about 5,000 in the northeast part of the state. Its charmingly humble claim to fame is that the Beatles once changed planes there. Officer Matthew Mercado of the Walnut Ridge Police Department pulled Finley over, near the railroad yard where Finley works. But Finley hadn't committed any traffic infraction. Instead, Mercado apparently suspected that Finley didn't really work for the railroad and therefore was trespassing, or perhaps engaged in some sort of criminal mischief. The encounter quickly escalated. But as you can see in the video below, the escalation was entirely due to Mercado's behavior, not Finley's. Mercado didn't turn on the audio for his camera until about 30 seconds into the stop. During that time, the video shows Finley handing Mercado both his license and his employee ID from the railroad company. Mercado then asks Finley to get out of his truck. It's here that Mercado then turns on his mic. He asks Finley, "What's with the attitude?" Finley, who appears to have done nothing to indicate an attitude, replies, "Nothing." Mercado persists. "No, you have an attitude. What's your problem?" Finley responds, "I don't have no problem, I'm good." Mercado again pushes. "I can pull you over if I want." Finley says, "That's fine." Later Mercado again expresses doubt about Finley's employment again, despite having Finley's employee ID in his own hands. "It doesn't look like you were working," he says. As he says this, Finley takes a small step away from the truck. Mercado snaps, "If you get up on me again, we're going to have problems." Finley, clearly taken aback at the escalation, flashes a nervous smile. Mercado again ratchets up the tension. "I'm glad you think all of this is a joke, sir." Finley shakes his head and again tells Mercado that he works for the railroad. Mercado again indicates that he doesn't believe him. Mercado then orders Finley to put his hands behind his back, and says he's going to arrest him for obstructing my operation. Finley, clearly nervous, protests and tries to prove to Mercado that he works for the railroad by showing him some equipment in the back of his truck. At this point the stop turns violent. Mercado grabs Finley and throws him against the truck. Finley puts his hands behind his back. Mercado cuffs him and says, "You're about ignorant." He then again shoves Finley into the truck, this time with enough force to dislodge his own body camera, which falls to the ground. Over the course of the next several minutes, Mercado repeatedly uses profanity, lectures to Finley as if he were a child and claims that Finley is hostile and aggressive. Throughout all of this, Finley is remarkably calm, insisting over and over that he works for the railroad, and that he doesn't understand why he was pulled over. Mercado ultimately released Finley without arresting him, likely after finally realizing that Finley really did work for the railroad and had done nothing wrong. But before he does, he issued multiple threats and allegations. At one point he tells Finley, "The next time I tell you something, you're going to ride lightning." He's referring here to a stun gun. Later he warns, "Don't later on try to complain that I roughed you up or anything like that, because you know I should take your ass to jail." He also falsely accuses Finley of assaulting a peace officer. For good measure, just before walking away, Mercado asks, "Did we learn anything today, Adam?" Finley responds, "Yeah. I learned a lot." This is undoubtedly true. But the lessons would keep coming. Finley and his wife later went to the Walnut Ridge Police Department to file a complaint. Instead of taking the complaint, Police Chief Chris Kirksey and Sergeant Matt Cook interrogated and scolded Finley. Cook then wrote Finley 2 citations for refusal to submit and obstructing governmental operations. Note that Mercado didn't feel compelled to cite Finley. It was only after Finley attempted to file a complaint about Mercado's behavior that Mercado's supervisors hit him with 2 misdemeanors. Note, the Walnut Ridge Police Department declined to comment, citing Finley's lawsuit. A WRPD officer also relayed my request for comment to Kirksey, who also declined. At one point during the interaction, Finley left the room, leaving Kirksey alone with Finley's wife, Heather. At one point after Adam Finley left, Kirksey said, "From what I saw, he's lucky he isn't going to jail." Heather responded, "Who? Adam? For what? Obstruction of justice. What did he do? He interfered with a law enforcement officer's investigation. How did he do that? Well, when you watch the video, you'll find out." Again, the video shows nothing of the kind. But authority figures can be incredibly persuasive. And there are few positions that project more authority than a chief of police. Perhaps that's how Kirksey managed to turn Finley's own wife against him. She said to Kirksey, "Well, there's probably more to it than what I don't know what he did, he gets a little. Does he get irate? At that point Finley returned, and the two stopped talking. The full exchange begins at about the 8 o'clock mark in the video below. Both Adam and Heather Finley would later tell Morris that this exchange eventually ruined their marriage. They're now divorced. I'm sure they had their problems, like any marriage. But I think that was definitely the main thing that did it, says Adam Finley's attorney, Mark Rees. Finley's case then went to the office of 3rd Judicial District Prosecuting Attorney Henry Boyce, who assigned it to Deputy Prosecutor Ryan Cooper. Again, despite the video, Cooper moved forward with the charges against Finley. He took the case all the way to trial. In April 2017, an Arkansas judge acquitted Finley on both counts. Finley filed a civil rights lawsuit in April 2018. The city answered in May with a brief arguing that Finley hadn't made an actionable claim, had missed the statute of limitations and had failed to sufficiently serve the officials he is suing. When the lawsuit went public, local media outlets filed open records requests for video of the traffic stop and any records related to it. Morris, a former newspaper reporter who runs what is essentially a one-man operation, NEA stands for Northeast Arkansas, had been particularly dogged in pursuing the story, filing multiple open records requests, pouring through the results on his web-based program, then asking Walnut Ridge officials to answer for what he had found. At one point, Morris said, Kirksey called him into his office and pleaded with him not to publish anything about the incident. He had Mercado in there with him, Morris said in a telephone interview. Mercado said he made a mistake by using the F word and apologized. But they also told me that the video would show that Finley was wrong just as Kirksey had done with Finley's wife. When Morris finally saw the video, he felt deceived. It definitely helped me understand what that meeting was really about, he said. I think they knew that this would be a big problem for them, and they tried to mislead me. TLDR, it's not just Starbucks calling the police on black people. All of America is complicit. Opinions editor Karen Atiyah says Starbucks is protecting its brand after the arrest of 2 black men and wonders how America will protect its people of color. Adriana Yuzero, Kate Woodsum / The Washington Post. After he sent his open records request, City Attorney Nancy Hall texted Morris to fill him in on some additional information about Finley, that he had been the subject of a protective order from his first wife. "I hadn't asked for anything about that," Morris said. "I thought it was completely irrelevant. They were trying to make him look violent." He later learned that Hall was the personal attorney for Finley's first wife during the divorce. "That seemed like a conflict of interest. I asked Finley about the order. I still didn't think it was relevant. But he made a persuasive case that it was all a misunderstanding." Morris later obtained a copy of Mercado's police report on the original traffic stop and noted a number of contradictions between the two. Among them, Mercado claimed that Finley wouldn't hand over his driver's license when he asked for it, and instead he just waved it in front of me. The video shows Finley promptly handing over his license. Mercado claimed Finley at one point said, "This is the stupidest S ever." That isn't depicted anywhere in the audio. It's possible that Finley said this at the outset of the traffic stop, before Mercado turns on his mic, but that seems inconsistent with Finley's language and demeanor during the entire portion of the video for which there's audio. Mercado claimed that Finley made an aggressive step toward him. The video doesn't show anything of the kind. Mercado claimed that once he restrained Finley, he continued to look for evidence that Finley was an employee of the railroad company. But he had that evidence, Finley's ID card, from the very first moments of the encounter. Mercado claimed that Finley drove his shoulder into him, which dislodged his body camera. The video seems to show that Mercado was the aggressor, and that his camera came loose when he threw Finley into the side of the truck. Despite all of this, city officials continued to defend the stop and the criminal charges, both publicly and privately. Their main claim was that Finley had been aggressive and combative before Mercado activated his microphone, and that it was this behavior that escalated the situation. There are several reasons to be skeptical of that claim. First, only about 30 seconds transpire before Mercado activates his mic. Second, the silent footage of that 30 seconds doesn't suggest that Finley was angry or uncooperative. Third, it seems odd that Finley would be aggressive and rude for the first half-minute of the stop, then immediately become cooperative the moment Mercado turned on his mic. It also isn't clear that he would have known when the mic was on or off. Finally, there should have been dashboard camera footage of the entire incident, including that first 30 seconds. There wasn't. Walnut Ridge Mayor Charles Knapp initially claimed there was no dashboard camera in Mercado's car. When photos indicated that it was outfitted with a camera, the city said they could not access footage because of dash camera software changes. Knapp did issue a verbal warning to Mercado, but only for using the F-bomb, as he put it, during the stop. The rest of Mercado's actions apparently didn't merit discipline. In April, Boyce, the head prosecutor, put out a press release defending the decision to charge Finley. Boyce pointed out that under Arkansas law, it's illegal to resist an arrest, even if there was no legal justification for the arrest itself. That may be true, but it's also true that a prosecutor has the discretion to decline to bring charges if doing so wouldn't be in the interest of justice. Resisting an illegal arrest would seem to be the sort of scenario for which it would be appropriate to use that sort of discretion. An even more appropriate scenario would be one in which the arrestee wasn't even resisting, as the video strongly suggests. Nevertheless, Boyce declared in his press statement that "I have reviewed the video of the incident that led to the citations being issued and feel that the evidence justified the recommendation Mr. Cooper made to the chief of police." Hall, the city attorney, also said the city's legal team would make quick work of the case and said, "It's sad that this happened because we have such good, hard-working personnel within our department." Morris kept digging and discovered that roughly 2 years before the incident with Finley, Mercado had been arrested for battery, though he was acquitted. Moreover, before he was hired by the Walnut Ridge Police Department, he had left 2 different police agencies in Colorado in a span of less than 3 months. He had been on the job in Walnut Ridge for 11 days before he pulled Finley over. Mercado resigned a couple of months after the incident with Finley, and he has since moved back to Colorado. Despite the timing, it isn't clear if his resignation was forced or voluntary. His message seems to indicate he was looking for more pay, and he asked that he be reconsidered for law enforcement if Walnut Ridge followed up on a proposal to merge with a nearby town. Kasey responded with an email praising Mercado's service to the department. When video of the stop was finally made public, reaction was quite a bit different than that of city officials. Commenters to Morris's reports expressed outrage on behalf of Finley. The managing editor of the Jonesboro Sun sharply criticized city leaders in an opinion piece, and the police department said it was temporarily shutting down its Facebook page. Perhaps seeing the public pressure building, the city placed Kasey and Cook on administrative leave, albeit 16 months after their alleged infractions. Kasey resigned last month, although here again, there was no public indication that his resignation was related to his handling of the Finley complaint. Cook is back on the job. Boyce and Cooper also remain on the job. There's an argument to be made here that the 2 officers who treated Finley most poorly have since resigned and therefore have been held accountable. But for accountability to work, for it to serve as a deterrent to bad behavior, there should be clear, articulated connection between the behavior and the punishment. Here, the reason for both resignations remains ambiguous. It's tempting to blow all this off as a single, insignificant incident in a small town. It isn't Los Angeles's Rampart, after all. Or Chicago's systemized torture. But it also isn't unique. There's a steady stream of stories like this one. I was alerted to this particular story by a former police officer who now advocates criminal justice reform. He asked me not to use his name, for reasons that will be apparent in a moment. I asked him, in his experience, how common is this sort of thing? His response: "This is very common in policing." Looking back on my career, I realized just how often I acted similarly and didn't even realize it. It was subconscious. I was trained and subtly incentivized to do so. You intentionally create conflict and manufacture non-compliance in order to build your stop into an arrest situation. Because that's what generations of law enforcers who have been steeped in a fear-based, comply or else, us vs them mindset do. They arrest people. Arrests are a primary measure of productivity and gives the appearance your department has solved a problem. Most aggressive cops have honed this to an art. They are savvy, know exactly how to weaponize numerous petty laws, ordinances, use of force policy, and procedure against citizens. This cop was off his game and clumsily went through the motions like a desperate door-to-door perfume salesman. Except when cops manufacture a sale like this, the customer ends up arrested, criminalized, emotionally and financially devastated, not to mention possibly physically beaten or worse. And the justice system will deem it legal, even when it isn't. As far as the police leadership and prosecutors, they knew exactly what they were doing. If someone makes a complaint, you find something, anything to charge them with. Finley wasn't shot, or choked to death, or found hanging in a jail cell. He didn't suffer any permanent or lasting physical injury. Mercado didn't even use racist or bigoted language. But Finley did everything he was supposed to. From the footage we can see and hear, he was polite, provided ID when it was asked of him and stepped out of the truck when ordered. Despite cooperating, he was treated poorly, detained and roughed up. When he then tried to file a complaint, he was harassed, and the chief of police attempted to turn his own wife against him by citing video she hadn't seen and that ultimately vindicated her husband. Yet even after viewing that video, city officials proceeded to prosecute. And even after the video was released, city officials maligned Finley in the press and insisted that the residents of Walnut Ridge believe the assertions of authority figures over the video evidence that contradicted them. The lesson Finley learned here is pretty clear. Power usually wins. You can be as cooperative as possible, but if a police officer wants to dish out some abuse, he can. And he'll probably get away with it. Try to hold him accountable if you'd like, but just know that doing so may come with a heavy price. Once other public officials cover up for bad apple cops, the story is no longer about the bad apples. It's about systemic failure. It's about public servants willing to tolerate abuse because they're more loyal to one another than to the public they serve. It's difficult to say how someone in a position of authority, someone with the public trust, could view footage of the encounter between Mercado and Finley and proclaim they believe that the criminal charges against Finley were merited. Perhaps they were just lying. Or perhaps they were so blinded by deference to law enforcement, a fear of accountability, or a knee-jerk defense of authority that they actually believe what they're saying. I'm not sure which of those scenarios ought to worry us more.
You have anything concealed, any weapons, anything like that?
No.
Okay. Well, what's with the attitude?
Nothing.
No, you have an attitude, and what's your problem?
I don't have no problem.
Yes, you do.
I'm good.
I can pull you over if I want.
That's fine.
Because I have a right to ask you what you're doing over there.
Yeah, I work for him.
Okay, it didn't look like you were working. Step back from me some, too.
Oh.
You get up on me again, we're going to have problems. I'm glad you think this is a joke, sir.
I work for him.
What were you doing over there? And why aren't you in a marked vehicle?
Good. Good.
But I didn't see you doing no work over there. And
You want to go back over there and open the door?
We're going to put your hands behind your back.
I
Because
ain't
right now,
nothing.
yeah, you're obstructing with my operation.
No, let me show you. I work for him. Look at all this stuff back here.
What did I tell you about getting up on me, sir? Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. You're about ignorant. Get your ass over here.
I ain't no problem, sir.
You do.
I swear I'm not. I work for him.
You stand there. You move again. What'd I tell you about getting up on me?
I wasn't. I was just trying to show you something that I could prove that I work for him.
What'd I tell you about getting up on me?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Now, you want to be a fucking asshole some more?
No, I'm sorry.
You better shut your fucking mouth. Come here. You set your ass right there. And you move from there, and I'm going to ride your ass. You understand? I don't know who the hell you think. Look at me. Who the hell you think you are? Or where you're from, where you mess with cops like that. You lost your damn mind. I dare you move from there. Why are you driving the Iowa truck? Okay. And what I'm saying is, why are you talking coming at me like that? First of all, I have to prove why I pulled you over.
That's right.
You didn't even let me do that.
I'm sorry.
Shut the fuck up. That's your problem right there. How old are you? If you're nervous, for what? What did you do? Right. So what are you nervous about? How do you think I feel?
Oh,
I'm out here by myself. I don't know if you've got a gun in there. And then I walk up on you and you jump me all verbally.
I'm 37, sir.
Okay, we're the same damn age. Man to man, why would you talk to another grown man like the way you did?
I just asked you why you pulled me over. It wasn't.
I was going to tell you. Do you know by law we have to tell you why we're pulling you over?
Yeah,
Because I can't impede on your civil liberties. But you didn't let me. You become hostile and aggressive with me.
I did not.
Yes, you
I
did.
didn't say one cross word. I just said why you pulled me over.
Sir, it's how you say things.
Sorry.
You should be. But you're getting ready to go to jail. Is there anything in here I need to know about?
For what?
For one, Didn't I tell you not to get up on me like that?
I didn't.
That's
I
assault.
just stood there, sir.
No, you got up on me, sir. I
No,
told
I
you
did
don't get up
not.
on me. Is there anything in this vehicle you need to know about?
No.
I need to know about?
Yeah, I need my phone.
You don't need it right now.
I've got stuff to do, sir. I didn't.
You got to sit right there. That's what you got to do. Didn't I say don't get up? That's the damn problem right there. Adam, you got any warrants?
Oh, no.
You better tell me right now.
I've never been in trouble, sir. I promise.
So why would you talk to a cop like that?
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm just nervous. Please don't.
Stay on the hood. Where'd you graduate? What school? I went to Swifton. Adam, my name is Matthew, and this is all being recorded. Yeah. I'm going to let you go, but do you understand I could get you for obstruction, for government operations, just listen to me now, assaulting a peace officer. I should take you to jail right now. All right? Let me tell you something. When you come in contact with an officer, let them tell you why. Don't just start, what are you doing?
I was just confused.
Don't be confused. I'm going to alleviate all confusion. Now, you put yourself in my shoes, sir.
Oh, I understand.
You're a police officer.
Yes, sir.
That's my property right there I'm supposed to watch. Are you in a marked vehicle that says railroad? And where's your plates from? So, now could you see where I'd be suspicious of what you were doing over there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then when I make contact with you, you're aggressive and hostile with me verbally. And
well, I mean, I didn't mean to make it sound.
Turn around.
First time in my life I ever did this.
And do you understand why I put you in cuffs, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
You thought I had a bad attitude?
No, sir. Because how many times did I ask you to stop approaching me?
Well, I was just trying to find something that makes you believe me, you know.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You ain't got nothing in your pockets, do you?
Oh, no.
Okay, because the next time I tell you something, you're going to ride lightning. All right?
Ride lightning?
Yeah, I'm going to tase you. I'm going to tase you. Because I have the right to defend myself.
Oh, yeah.
But when I tell you once, look at me, Adam. When I tell you once, please do not approach me like that. Don't come to me like that. You have to listen to me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? I'm not sure where you're from, sir, but
Smithfield.
I listen to people when they tell me something.
Okay.
So cop or not, man to man. All right? And this is all being recorded. So don't later on try to complain that I roughed you up or anything like that.
I won't.
Because you know I should take your ass to jail, right?
Okay. Yep.
You don't understand that.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you want, I'll take more of your time and we'll go through the books and I'll let you see it.
I'm good.
Now, do you need me to call your boss and let him know that I held you up?
No, I'm good.
Any questions, sir?
No, sir.
Do you want me to write my name down and stuff for you?
Oh, no. What is it?
Matthew Mercado.
Matthew McCullough.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Did we learn anything today, Adam?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Learned a lot.
Okay. Have a good one.
Okay.
From what I saw, he's lucky he didn't go to jail. Who, Adam?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
Obstruction of justice.
What'd he do?
He interfered with the law enforcement officers' investigation of the stop.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
How did he do that?
Yeah.
Well, when you watch the video, you'll find out.
Well, there's probably more to it than what.
Who was?
I said I don't know what he did. He gets a little.
Did he get out of it?
Mm-hmm.
This right here is exactly what I handled the money.
That's all I need right there. Alright, this is your complaint form. And just fill out what it states, date reported, time reported. Time is 12:53 right now. Receiving supervisor. Okay. When you see that it looks like the administration should be filling this out, like the receiving supervisor, which would be me, finding supervisor, don't worry about any of this.
Okay.
But it needs your signature right here, a witness, the date, and then of course you'll need it notarized by notary public.
Sabrina can
And
do
then
that at
bring it
work.
back to me. What is wrong with your knee?
Well, it just hit the car door real hard when he threw me up against this car for no reason.
I mean, is your knee hurting?
Oh, yeah, it hurts.
Okay. Have you looked at it? Is it red?
I'm just going to take him to the
I
ER.
ain't looked at it.
Okay.
It hurts, though, you know, I mean, he had no reason to do me like that.
Well, like I said, I mean, he's lucky that you didn't go to jail.
For what? I mean, I didn't do
Obstruction of
anything.
justice.
See? Okay.
I watched the video, Adam, and he decided through his investigation that you obstructed it.
How did I obstruct
Are
it?
you going to listen to me, or are you going to or are you going to talk?
Shut
No,
up.
go ahead.
That might be part of the problem, okay? You need to listen. Through his investigation, and as I watch, you going to listen to me, or you going to make gestures?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Because I'm here trying to help you,
Oh, yeah.
okay? Now, through his investigation, when I was watching the video, he felt like you had got up on him too many times. At that point, he felt like you were obstructing his investigation. And when you pull somebody over as a law enforcement officer, that is an investigation, okay? You were detained at that point, which is an investigation, okay? He felt like that you were in violation of that. So he did put you in handcuffs, okay? So him letting you go, I'm just telling you,
Well,
you're really lucky that
but can I ask you this?
Yes.
You said keep 6 foot. That's fine. Where was I supposed to go? You watched the video. You seen how close to me he was. And I mean, I couldn't go anywhere.
If he told me not to come up on him, I probably wouldn't have made
Why did he have to get out of the vehicle?
I was standing in one spot. I mean, I wasn't walking toward him or anything. I was just pretty much sitting there going in circles.
To answer your question, safety purposes.
Okay.
That,
I mean, you know what I'm saying? There was a door there, the truck was there, and the door was open here, he was standing right here, where was I supposed to go? He should have moved back a little bit. I mean, I couldn't go anywhere. You understand that? I mean,
so when he pulled you over,
uh-huh.
did you throw an attitude towards him?
Oh, no, I did not. I just merely asked, why did you pull me over? You know, because I thought I'd done something wrong with the red light. Because I know it was green.
So you merely asked him why he pulled you over?
Yeah. Yeah, watch the video again. That's all. I mean, I wouldn't.
Well, there's no audio.
I mean, I wasn't hostile or anything. I just said, what did I do? Because, you know, I mean, I don't get in trouble, you know. And that's when he become over goofy. I mean, he had no reason at all to do me the way he done me. And as far as him telling me to get back away from him, he should have stepped back away from me because I couldn't go anywhere. Does that make sense? I had a truck here and a door here. What was I supposed to do?
And I'll tell you another thing that I noticed.
Uh-huh.
is when he told you, I'm sorry, did y'all talk?
No.
Okay. Another thing I noticed when he told you that you were under arrest,
Yeah.
you didn't comply.
I said, for what?
Excuse me?
I said, for what? I mean, because I've never been told that. I was like, for what?
And he told you, and you still didn't comply. And that's why he spun you around and put you in cuffs.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I'll just go fill this out.
How do I fill out the other form to get the video?
Have you got an affidavit with you? And what you'll do is you'll take that to,
The mayor?
no, you take it to the prosecuting attorney's office.
Okay. Is that here?
In the courthouse?
Okay.
That'll be Ryan Cooper's office.
Okay.
Matter of fact, yeah, I would drop it off there and give it to Lisa. She's the secretary, Lisa Gerard.
How long will it take to get the video? Do you know? Or
As soon as I get it for you.
get that back, you can release it.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, I've never been told I was arrested ever in my life. So when I get told I'm being arrested, I don't have a rule book on that. I didn't know what to do. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What was I supposed to do? Just stop and lay down?
Yeah, hang on for me just a second.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Phone call.
I've never been in trouble like that.
Hang on for me just a second. Let me make a phone call real quick.
You said you popped off attitude.
I did not pop off.
I can imagine that.
I didn't pop off no attitude with that man. I've been nice to cops.
Okay, this is that statement form I was talking about.
Okay. Because he's making it sound like it was all you.
No, I know, it always is. I didn't do anything. I didn't have a rule book on being told I was being arrested.
So when he told you was arrested, what did you do?
I don't know what I did, nothing. I was like, for what? What did I do? I've never been told that.
Fill that out. Quit, Adam.
How do you gotta understand what I just went
Well,
through
I
for no reason?
don't know what you did.
I didn't do anything.
You didn't pop off no attitude or be.
No. I want you to see the video.
Well, that's what I'm going to do right now.
I mean, seriously. How can I keep a 6-foot distance with you in the truck door?
Which one does he? What did he say his last name was?
Which one?
Matthew. That's not him. What did he say his last name was?
I don't remember. You need to make a phone call. Yeah, just like Steve said, he said you can't deal with them people. I know everyone.
I'm gonna text her his love and ask her what Matthew's last name is. Sarah. Kasey.
You see what I'm saying? I want the video. I don't want to fucking voice.
Adam, that's what I'm doing, but you can't be bumping attitude.
I'm not just like his motherfucker.
I know he.
I mean, I went like that. You gotta listen to me. When I leave here, I'm going to the county.
What's your date of birth?
8/17/79. What's the phone? I'm in the truck.
Sit back.
I was filming.
So why did he let you go?
Because he knew he really didn't have anything on me.
Well, that's when he said he should have been arrested.
Yeah, for what?
Why did he?
Just
Why did he say you're arrested and then let him go?
Because he knew he didn't have anything on me. I didn't do anything wrong. I couldn't go anywhere. how could I be in a Joseph when I didn't fight him?
Okay, what happened?
I was at the railroad.
No, specific investigation.
What do you mean, like what happened? We can fill that out in the truck.
No, I'm going to give it to
You don't give it to me. You gotta take it and get it notarized, honey.
Well, Sabrina can do it. She's got the stuff in her desk. Police officer pulled. Well, you gotta fill this form out.
I can't write it. This?
Yeah, fill it out.
What was his name?
Matthew something.
They said I should call the VN police too and get them involved.
I'll call him. That's him right here.
Yeah. That's it, Goofy.
Mercado is his last name.
I want his job. I want the video and I'm a lawyer.
He just now started working here December 16th.
And I can understand.
Right here.
Yeah, that's him. I want his fucking job. He's a fucking god.
He was from Clay County.
Oh, I'm gonna go to the hill.
Oh, I know. He's ex-military, so he's probably got postpartum, all that crazy stuff. He's probably senile and doesn't need to be having a gun.
Oh, he's a fucking idiot. I'm telling you, he's fucking.
Look at his kids.
Yeah, get it off of him. He's just pissing me off.
They probably went to go watch the video again.
Do what? No, they know his shit. That's why he's being a dick to me.
What are you doing? Will you call Bill and ask him what we need to do? Or Adam was working on the crossing at Walnut Ridge. And you know, he's in that rental truck because the work truck is put up. Well, a cop, Walnut Ridge Police Department cop pulled him over and asked what he was doing over there at the crossing. And Adam said, I'm working on it. Well, he wanted his driver's license and then proof that he worked for the railroad, so Adam gave him all that. And then he asked Adam to step out of the vehicle. And he put him in handcuffs and went and threw him up against his cop car.
Yeah, for no reason.
For no reason.
Now they're making shit up.
Was going to arrest him, but then he let him go. So Adam's knee is hurt, and I need a lawyer. Why? He cussed him out. They've got the video. They've got the video where he put him in handcuffs and threw him up against the car. Well, I don't know, but I'm here right now, and they know that something's because of their being.
Oh yeah, they know he's in.
So I'm up here right now filling out all the paperwork to get the video. Yeah. Well, I done called Fred. Adam did. To go fill out this stuff and then go to the county and talk to the mayor and get a lawyer.
I'm going to the county.
His name's Matt Mercado. He just started here on December 16th. But he cussed at him and threw him up in handcuffs and threw him up against his car and told him that he was under arrest. Okay? Adam said, "What did I do?" And then he let him go. So why did he let him go if he was under arrest?
Because he knew I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, really. Just making this the joke is whatever.
Adam, he's all, but this chief of police is, you know, being a, I don't know, because he knows something did that wasn't good. I guess they went to go watch the video again. Well, I was just wanting to ask him what I need to do. What lawyer do I need to get? Yeah. What's her number? Yeah. No. Okay.
Oh man. See what I'm saying?
Adam, you didn't know about no way.
No.
You swear to God.
Yes. Objection. Where was I supposed to go?
Well, that's what I wanted to
I didn't have no fucking rule book when they said I was under arrest. I've never been
What
told
did you
that.
do when he told you that?
I said, for what? And then he said,
Okay,
and then he fucking grabbed me and dragged me to his fucking car. Threw me, my face up against the fucking glass. For no reason.
we're being recorded right now.
Huh?
We're being recorded right now.
I don't care. I don't.
Okay.
And that's a lot of writing.
Cookie told me here. I just got off the phone with the prosecuting attorney. I explained to him exactly what happened in this situation, and he advised me to write. You written a citation both for obstructing a governmental operation and refusal to submit to arrest. So you will be written those citations right now. This will be taken into account.
Right.
You'll be going to court on this.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
So this will be taken into account.
Uh-huh.
There'll be an internal investigation, but from what was seen on camera, and I talked to the prosecuting attorney, just now got off the phone with him, he told me to have you written those citations. Okay?
Your driver's license? So I'm getting a ticket for something?
Yeah.
Exactly what you did.
Now what is this?
Refusal to submit.
To submit what?
To arrest.
Arrest.
What does that mean?
I have, You probably can't answer anything.
I mean, seriously, what does that mean?
He arrested.
Refusal to arrest?
Refusal to submit to arrest.
What does that mean?
Whatever he told you to turn around and put your hands behind your back and you didn't.
Oh, when I asked him for what? Before I was going to turn around?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll call one.
We need to go see the prosecuting attorney too. You got very many tickets sitting in the office?
Me?
Yeah.
I write a lot.
Really?
Yep.
I'm just...
Finish writing that out. Dad said call the BNSF police.
I will. I'm just filling that out in the truck.
Is that form I'm supposed to fill out? Finish writing that out.
I can't right now.
Sit back at him and show him.
Right, can I just keep... I'm shaking. I can't.
Is Chris gonna come back in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Police use who may want to retaliate against him physically.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I just wanted you to know that I am using this stuff under fair use. And also remember to like and subscribe this channel. Also too, keep in mind I do not make any money on YouTube. This is 5 hours work a day, you know, fighting for freedom. And you can donate with PayPal and Patreon. I just want you to think about this. If everybody gives to PayPal and Patreon, Patreon is every month. Actually, PayPal you can do every month. I have 12,000 subscribers. If everybody gives, I can quit my regular job and go full-time investigations on Charlotte County and possibly even more and beyond. So just keep that in mind. If everybody helps out, I can go full-time doing this. Thanks.